My mission is to inspire and equip all people, be a shining light to the world, and share my story with others. So, a little bit about me. So, I'm a junior at WCHS. I'm 17 years old. I'm a Christ follower, and my family, so there's my sister, my dad, my mom, and I, and then my big family. So my big family owns a trucking company in Silver Lake. So yeah, we've been hauling freight all across the country for over 60 years. I was a Washington Hornet in elementary school, and I went to Edgewood Middle School. So, first of all, I'd like to share one of my favorite Bible verses, which is Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. And so, this verse is important to me because when I go through my daily life, I encounter obstacles. But it's just nice to know that even when I might have a bad day, that God is always behind me no matter what I do. So I'm going to start from in the beginning. So when I was born, I was born 2 months premature. My birth size and weight was, I was 4 pounds 6 ounces, and then I was in an incubator for 21 days, and I got down to 3 pounds 6 ounces, and actually, if you hold out your hand, that's what size I was, and I could actually fit in the palm of my dad's hand. So, when I came out of my mom, I wasn't breathing. I was completely gray. So they had to take me away from my mom and pump oxygen right into me. And they didn't think I was going to make it. But as you can see, I persevered right at the start of my life because I am here today. So now I'm going to talk about physical therapy. So basically in physical therapy, I work on my upper body strength, and so in physical therapy, I do things like my stander, which you'll see a picture of in a minute. I also do the tricep pull down because as I've gotten older, I've lost a lot of lower body strength, and so what this machine does is it builds my upper body strength, which is what I rely on most. So I also like to swim because you know what's so cool about in the water is I can actually move around and walk in the water and jump and swim, and yeah, it's just awesome because on land I can't really do those things. So basically in physical therapy, it focuses on your gross motor skills, which are like your big motor skills, like lifting your feet or raising your hands. So I wear braces, and they're not like the braces that you commonly see on people's teeth. They're actually on my legs, which give me stability and they keep my legs straight. So there's a picture of me and my stander on the next slide. So basically, as you can see, I'm completely stretched out, and it builds up strength in my bones, and it's just really cool because most of the time I'm sitting down, and so when I get to stand, it gives me a different perspective on the world around me. So I also do what's called occupational therapy, and basically it works on your fine motor skills, which are your small motor skills, like eating. So the funny story I like to tell about occupational therapy is I was in 4th grade and I decided it wasn't cool to eat mashed potatoes with my hands anymore. Works on basically buttons, and for me it's basically my hand movement. So I've had a couple different surgeries to loosen my legs. I've had Botox and a tendon lengthening. So next I'm going to talk about things I've had to overcome. So throughout my life I've had to overcome many things, like figuring out how to do things, like simple things like take myself to the bathroom or be able to get something off a shelf or something like that. So daily, things I have to overcome are I'm trying to gain the most independence that I can, because right now my parents basically help me with everything from getting me dressed or like anything. So during school, like I always try to have a smile on my face, even when I don't have a smile on my face, I still try to be positive, because if you're positive, it transfers to other people. So that's always one of my goals. So one of the biggest things I've had to overcome is when my dad had testicular cancer. It was one of the hardest times in my life, and probably one of the darkest times, I would say, just because of some of the stuff I went through. But I overcame that situation, and my dad is still here today, so I am very grateful for that. And during that time, it challenged me to become more independent, because like he couldn't take me to the bathroom very well because he didn't have the strength. So I really had to figure out how to be able to do some of the things that he did for me. But yeah, so now I'm going to talk about perseverance. And we all have challenges, and the analogy I like to use for a challenge is a mountain, because climbing a mountain isn't easy, and life can sometimes be a mountain. But if you're prepared for the mountain and you have people surrounding you, helping you, and you're prepared for the task of climbing, you can do it. And so when I was planning this, I can relate a challenge that I know is all ahead of you, which is ISTEP. But when you take that test tomorrow or whenever you take it, I want you to know that you can do it. And there might be things that you don't know, but what matters is that you try your best. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys and tell you that you can overcome whatever challenges you may face. So now we get to talk about the fun stuff. So things I like to do. As I said before, I like to swim. I like to shop. I like shopping a little bit more than men normally do. I love it. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I like drinking coffee. I've been drinking coffee since I was 6. I used to have tea parties with it at my grandma's on Sunday. So I like to ride my bike, and as you can see, it has 3 wheels, and then I sit on it, and then instead of pedaling the traditional way with my legs, I use my arms instead. And the farthest I've ever went on that bike is 5 miles, but on the exercise bike this summer, this winter, I actually have gotten up to 8.5 miles. And so, yeah, it's just amazing because I love riding my bike. And when you work towards a goal, you can do it. It might be hard, like going from 5 miles to 8.5 miles was really hard, but I built up the strength and now I can do it. So, other things I like to do. So I like to snow ski at Challenge Mountain. And you're probably like, how does Mason snow ski? So basically, you'll see a picture of it here in a minute, but basically Challenge Mountain is up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it's where people with disabilities, any sort of disability, can go snow skiing. So basically, you get pulled up to the top of the hill by a snowmobile, and then you ski down with an instructor behind you. And and I also like to water ski, which you'll also see a picture of in a minute. But basically it's the same thing, except you don't have an instructor behind you, and it's in the water instead of on the snow, and then you get pulled around by a boat. It's similar to tubing behind a boat, if you've ever done that. So there's the example of what the water ski looks like. So basically, I sit in there, and then they put it in the water, and then the boat pulls me around. And so basically, this is what the snow ski looks like. So you sit in there, and then the instructor is behind you on those ropes, and then you have the control to ski down the mountain. And it's just a really cool experience, because I saw even blind people skiing, which was really cool. They used this bar thing, and then they had an instructor too, and then they got to ski down. So this summer, I got to attend the MOVE conference, and it was an amazing conference where I got to go to Hope College in Holland, Michigan with some of my youth group. And this conference gave me the ability to grow in my faith, and also I think because of what I was able to put behind me from my past, I was able to become a better leader. And I think that this conference was amazing, and I'm actually going to attend it again this summer, so I'm looking forward to it. So I also do triathlons with an organization called My Team Triumph. And so I've done 2 triathlons. So you might be wondering, what is a triathlon? Well, a triathlon is a combination of swimming, riding a bike, and running. And so basically for the swimming portion, I got to sit in a boat, and then my team members pulled me along. And then for the biking portion, you might have seen like the things that the little kids ride in behind their parents. But this is basically just a big version of that where I get pulled behind the bike. And then for the running portion, the bike trailer turns into a jogger. And I love triathlons and I love my team Triumph because I love the concept of a team working together to achieve a goal. And like I've had team members in my life that have inspired me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without others that have helped me through my challenges. And so, yeah. So I wanted to share another one of my favorite Bible verses, which is Ephesians 2:10, and it says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago." And the reason I like this verse is because, as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair, but this verse reminds me that I am God's masterpiece no matter what I may look like or what I may go through. And I believe that He has created me to be a motivational speaker to share my story with the world. So what do I want you to know about a person with a disability? I like to think of a disability as a specialized challenge because we all have challenges, but other people might have different challenges than you do, and it's about your abilities in life and not your disabilities. And I want you to know that we're just like everyone else, even though we might have to do things a little bit differently. So my future plans, I plan to go to college and I plan to continue to motivate others. So in conclusion, I want you to stay positive, take on challenges with a positive attitude, because I know that we all go through challenges. But if you go through that challenge with a positive attitude, it's going to make it better. And I want you to know to work hard to achieve your goals. And each one of you matters. Each one of you has a purpose, and you might not know what that purpose is yet, but I want to encourage you to find that. And I want to encourage you to also make a difference on your sports teams, in your school, in whatever you do in life, because you can all make a difference. So, and I want to encourage you to follow your dreams and do whatever you want to do, because you all have special gifts. You just have to find them. And so that concludes my speech for today, and I want to thank you for allowing me to come talk to you today. I enjoyed it a lot. I look forward to it all day. So I want to tell you to have a great day and to follow your dreams and take on iStep, because I know you can do it.